I'm standing in front of Porsche's cash cow and I'm doing an owner's review because this particular vehicle I own myself. And a winter day in Sweden like this, I couldn't find a more suitable day to give you guys a review of what is and will always be one of the best Porsches ever manufactured. Remember in 2002 when Porsche actually launched this car, it was a huge debate. I mean, in a sports manufacturer leaving the sports segment towards the SUV. But they did a great work and they actually made this possible by engineering at the Porsche top level. And that's what makes sense, because this is an SUV and I'm going to explain to you guys why. The 3-liter engine in this car with 262 horsepower is doing a great job. Not only performance-wise, going up to 100 kilometers an hour in 7.2 seconds, it also has a great consumption. It does 6.5 liters per 100 kilometers when I personally drive this car back and forth to Stockholm City. This is a long-distance cruiser. Personally, I have done over 20,000 kilometers in this car, and it just keeps going. It doesn't matter if I take my family to the winter vacation or if I drive a long distance at work. The Cayenne always delivers. It is easy to live with and easy to get addicted to. As I mentioned, this is my third Cayenne 958, and it is a car for the person that requires something from the vehicle. I mean, if you settle for less, I mean, there are so many other opportunities like the BMWs and the Mercedes SUVs, and then they work perfectly. But if you want that little extra, then you need to go and try out the Porsche Cayenne. You know, SUV stands for Sport Utility Vehicle, and if you really put your mind into the first letter, then I presume Porsche Cayenne is the car for you. This engine, even though I was on low revs, I just took the automatic gearbox and lowered a couple of gears, and overtake a truck that, as I just did, is not even a challenge for a Porsche Cayenne diesel with its limited 262 horsepower. Talking about PASM, Porsche Active Suspension Management, that is the most important option for you to have on your Porsche Cayenne. It really gives you the Porsche DNA, and what it does is that it's measuring individually the suspension and each damper on all four corners on the wheel and adjust accordingly when you accelerate, deaccelerate, or if you go into corners and turns. I have personally been driving some cone driving, even called slalom in Swedish language, that is sponsored by Michelin and organized by Porsche Club Sweden. And when you go on those competition against older 911s, you really experience the sports car of the Cayenne. With the third generation Cayenne being launched in Sweden weeks ago, many questions are raised. Was the last V6 and V8 diesel in the outgoing second generation? Porsche and Volkswagen are both facing investor lawsuits, seeking billions of euros in damages that hints on what the top manager knew when about diesel engine rigging. No answer has been given. In Sweden, at least, new tax legislation for fossil-fueled engines starts for vehicles registered from 1st of June 2018. Reseller network, not only Porsche, fill their stock with pre-registered cars to avoid new taxing to uphold the sales numbers and create increased demand and pricing for used SUV. I haven't tested the third generation Cayenne, but it must be something special to top the second generation 958. The 958 Cayennes that I have owned has created so much joy that selling the car has never been harder. I have tried, but the offers I have received are not in line with the car performance. The future will give us the answers. One thing that I really like about my car is the remote heater. So I simply push this button on my remote control and it flashes green and it means that it is about to start. So when I arrive to the car, hopefully it will be warm and cozy. An option that I really recommend, especially if you live like me in Sweden in colder climate. This is a sport utility vehicle that knows exactly what the owner needs to do and when it has to have fun and when it needs to be a transporting vehicle and when it has to be a sports car or when it has just to be an off-roader like now. And that is the fun with this car, because it doesn't matter what you're doing, if the car is always prepared to having fun, and having a lot of fun for people that appreciate driving and the engineers of Porsche and what they have done with it. And I'm telling you, this is fun. This is a sports car, and this is a car for everyday driving. It takes you family on holidays, it takes you to work, it takes you off-roading, and it takes you to sportiness. So bear with me. If you haven't tried the Porsche Cayenne, do yourself a favor. Go out and check out the Cayenne, because oh yes, it is a nice car to drive, regardless if it is on or off-road. And now let's go over the ditch. Whoa, a bit off-roading, and here we go. Porsche Cayenne, the car for every opportunity. It is like a rally car, Porsche Cayenne. Braking, turning, bit of a gas coming up.